Guys, so in today's video I'm going to be talking to you about how to heal holistically and in a holistic way, because a lot of you guys have been asking me about how to heal trauma. So that's why I thought this video would be really beneficial for you guys. So I went through my spiritual awakening in 2020, and it was after I went through a really hard time with grief in regards to losing my mother, and that was sort of the catalyst for my spiritual awakening. And so after that, I was looking for ways to heal and support me throughout my grief and my healing journey. And I was already meditating because I was already working on my spiritual gifts as a medium. So because of that, I was already in a meditation practice, and then I just sort of added on to a meditation from there. And I discovered some things that were really beneficial, and then I started learning more about healing holistically, and so I thought I would share those things with those things with you guys today. And so let's just get right into it. So the first thing that I'm going to be teaching you guys or telling you guys about is going to be meditation, which I talk about a lot, but it has to be included in this video because it is part of healing trauma as well. Meditation is the first practice I began in my holistic healing journey. Meditation is talked about a lot, but that is because it is so powerful. Through learning how to sit in the quiet and focus on being present, I was able to allow my emotions to surface and flow out of me through crying and acknowledging my pain. Most days we naturally suppress our emotions in order to accomplish what we need to do. We get into a routine where this becomes the norm, and our emotions get ignored and never released. Emotions are energy too, and get stuck in our energy bodies until we can release them. There are many ways we can release these, and it's usually different for everyone, but the first part is to get into a meditation where you can quiet your mind and allow the emotions to come to the surface. You can start with deep breathing and getting into a comfortable position to release any anxiety. As you do this, allow any feelings and emotions to surface and acknowledge them as you feel through them, breathing into them and not trying to suppress them in any way. Allow yourself to process and validate them, and by doing this, you are sending a message to yourself of self-love. And just like we acknowledge our friends and family and support them this way, we also need to support ourselves this way. So allow yourself to release whatever you need to release. You can listen to whatever music resonates with you in order to release as well. It doesn't have to be a certain type of music. Personally, for me, I would listen to songs that comforted me and resonated with my grief, like Evanescence and Adele, for example. If you don't cry, that is okay too. Just allowing yourself to feel what you're feeling is healing in itself. So don't force anything. You can burn essential oils, incense, candles, or sage too, or nothing at all. This is your time, and there's no right or wrong way to do this. Okay, so the next exercise, or sorry, it is an exercise. The next way that I like to heal my emotions and my trauma is I like to exercise. So I go to the gym quite often because it releases the stuck energy that is inside of our bodies and gets the energy flowing and moving. But I'm going to be discussing yoga with you guys and helping you understand how yoga can help release any of the stuck energy that we have in us in regards to trauma. Exercise and movement allows us to move stuck energy in our bodies. During yoga practices, we begin to unravel muscular tension, and this process can also release the associated emotions bound in our muscles. A yoga practice strengthens our physical, mental, and emotional bodies and increases our capacity to process difficult emotions and past traumas. Feeling stuck and inflexible in a yoga posture may be more than just tight hamstrings. It could be some old feelings holding you back. Unexpressed emotions become stored and held in the body, and over time create physical tightness, stress, tension, and sometimes pain. Yoga is a perfect tool to release emotional tension in the body and to experience the healing that comes with this release. There are many tools that we can use within a yoga practice to uncover deeply stored emotions, bring them to the surface, and let them completely release from the body. A yoga practice strengthens our physical, mental, and emotional bodies, our capacity to process difficult emotions and past traumas. As our body strengthens, our emotions feel safe to be released and expressed. There are many yoga practices, but I love to use Pratyahara, and it's a deep inward focus rooted in the sensations of the breath and the body. As we bring our awareness inside the body, we can feel things that lie under the surface of ordinary awareness. When holding a yoga posture, keep the mind focused on where you feel and experience sensations. Explore where the sensations start, stop, and travel to, and pay close attention to any emotional feelings that arise from these physical sensations. When emotional feelings emerge, keep your focus on the sensation of the feeling and not the mind's thoughts, reactions, or memories, to encourage these emotions to be drawn out and fully released.
So the next type of healing modality, if you'd like to call it, that I like to do is I like to have ritual baths often. And this is more of a pagan or paganism type of healing um, modality that I guess witches and pagans like to use. But a lot of this is about energy and healing the energy of our emotions. So all of these go together and flow together nicely.
Ritual baths are a wonderful starting place for creating an ongoing but simple healing practice. Think of it as self care, but with a little dose of magic thrown in. Ritual baths historically are used for cleansing, especially prior to or after a greater ritual working. In my own practices, however, I have found that they can be just as effective for cleansing the self of persistent negative energies. I find ritual baths to be more effective in healing and as an ongoing practice. The bath is not a one and done event, and it is most effective when used with other practices. My ritual baths utilize lavender oil and sea salts. The hot water and soothing scents help to relax the muscles, loosen stiff joints, and can help to ease anxiety. Salt has a long been considered to have a purifying and protective qualities, and the heat opens the pores and causes sweating, clearing out the skin. Sometimes I add in crystals like clear quartz. The crystals are believed to absorb the negative energy that is drawn out through all of these processes. And I like to either boil them in salt water or place them in direct sunlight to clean them afterward. You can use any salts like Himalayan and Epsom salts, any essential oils and crystals you resonate with too. Make sure to set the intention to release your trauma before you have a ritual bath. There are many more healing techniques that I like to use for healing my trauma that I will talk about in another video. But like I said, this time I'm only going to mention three, or sorry, like the title says, I'm only mentioning three. So I will make another one and mention more that I use to help heal and release my emotions and stuck trauma. So I hope that this helps you guys with healing your trauma, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, everybody.